So first, I want to start with introducing you to all of the management team, who is the ones who are putting together and organizing and making sure that the Western Archives Institute goes off the summer without a hitch. So I'm Marcella Lees. I'm the administrator. And if you decide to take part in WAI, you won't talk with me a whole lot during the program, but I'm doing a lot behind the scenes to make sure it goes all off smoothly. And if you've emailed our email at all, you've probably interacted with me. So nice to meet you all.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric. So I'm the associate administrator for WAI, just to support the work of Marcella. So I've been working on the publicity, getting the word out that the WAI is back to all the different regional archival associations throughout the country. I was also setting up the application process so that we're monitoring the applications that are coming in. As it gets closer to WAI, I'll help with preparing the communications for both the students and the faculty to make sure that everyone is prepared for the program. And then during the program, again, I'm kind of behind the scenes, but I'll also support the work of Dana, who's the online program coordinator.
Hi, I'm Dana. I will be in class with you and helping you troubleshoot any kind of tech issues you have. I'll be sitting here pretty much the whole 2 weeks intensively on the Eastern Coast if you are not in Pacific Standard Time hours. And so any type of like Zoom issues you have, anything with iSpring, anything with coursework or getting in communication, you could just, get in contact with me. So I'll be with you the whole way through the program.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sue Lufshan. I am the president of the Society of California Archivists, which is the, excuse me, the organization that sponsors the Western Archives Institute. And I sit on the management committee with Marcella, Eric, and Dana.
So first, we want to start with a little bit about what the Western Archives Institute is. It was established in 1986 to provide an intensive introduction to the management, use, and preservation of historical records. It was meant to kind of fill a gap in needing some of that more intensive professional development for people who maybe didn't get the chance to have an archives education during graduate school or who haven't been to graduate school yet. It has evolved over time to become an introduction to all aspects of modern archival theory and practice. And the way it is structured is an intensive, full-time, 2-week program, kind of a boot camp in all things archives over the summer. Like Sue said, it's sponsored by the Society of California Archivists. And in 2021, it moved online and virtual for the first time. After that, we went on hiatus for a couple years, but we are returning now again virtually in July of 2026.
All right, so who is WAI for? So over the years, a wide range of people have participated in the program, everything from archives technicians and specialists who don't have formal archival training to librarians who have inherited archival work as part of their job duties, and even volunteers at local historical societies that are just looking to get more experience working with archives. So it really supports a wide range of people, focusing in on those that jobs require working with archives, but they haven't had a formal archives education, for people that have these expanded responsibilities for archival collections, those working as archivists currently, but without any prior formal instruction, and really anyone who wants to follow and is committed to a career path in archives.
So the cost and scholarship, it's $950 US per student, and this includes all of the readings, all the coursework, and supplies you need for the preservation practicum. We have one full scholarship available, and that application is in the application form for the program.
So to actually apply, we have a Google form, which I've included a link here as well as a QR code, and I'll give you all a second. It's also on our website. You do need to have a Google account in order to use the Google form. So if you need an alternate form of an application, feel free to email us. We have a Word document version available and are happy to send that to you. So don't not apply if you're just having any issues with the form. We've already had a couple people use the alternate format. So I'll leave that up for just one more second, and we can come back to it at the end during Q&A as well.
Okay, so as for the selection process for WAI, so applicants should currently be working with historical records or expect to be working with them within the next year. Volunteer and intern experience does count as work experience, so you can put that down. Students enrolled in graduate programs without an archival component are given admission consideration over those students that are in programs that do have an archival component. There could be multiple applicants from the same institution. Applicants can also be from anywhere, so this isn't restricted to just California residents. You can be located anywhere and participate in the online program. We ask that applicants commit to the full 2-week program so that they're able to attend all the sessions throughout those 2 weeks. And there's also some flexibility here. So if someone doesn't meet these guidelines, they can still apply for special considerations, just explaining to us why they feel that they are in need of this type of training for their work.
So here are the key dates. Your app is due on April 10th. On the 27th of April, students will be notified if you've been accepted. June 1st, your payment is due. June 20th, students are given access to the course materials in iSpring. And then the 20th through the 31st is the actual program.
So a little bit more about how the program is actually structured. We will be having every session synchronously over Zoom. We are going to be using iSpring as our learning management system, and students will be given access to all course materials a full month in advance of the program. So on June 20th, students will get access to all the readings, all the assignments, so that they can read ahead and be fully prepared during the 2-week program because it is so intensive. Sessions will be held Monday through Friday, not on the weekends, and it will be broken into a morning and an afternoon session. Those sessions will be 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. PST, which is 11:30 to 2:30 EST. And then the afternoon session will be 12:30 to 3:30 PST, 3:30 to 6:30 EST, which will give an hour for lunch. There will also be short breaks throughout the actual sessions themselves. And then the only exception to this is we will start a half hour early on the first day just to get all the introductions out of the way.
So on the slide here, you can see all of the 17 courses that are going to be offered. So the program starts out with an introduction to the archives profession, and some of the core concepts. There are then some courses that focus in on archival appraisal, selection, arrangement, and description. There's classes on both physical preservation as well as digital preservation, and there's 2 sessions on photographs and archives. And then just some of the other areas included in the curriculum, we have reference, access, outreach, public relations, archives management, fundraising and grant writing, as well as legal and ethical issues while administering archives.
So teaching the session will be Chris Prom, who's going to be the principal faculty member who will teach 10 of the 19 courses. Dr. Prom serves as the coordinator of sponsored research development and the acting head of the History, Philosophy, and Newspaper Library at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. He's taught at the iSchool and for the Society of American Archivists and was recognized as an SAA Fellow in 2010. And he previously served as the SAA Publication Editor and chair of the SAA Publications Board. And he'll bring a bunch of expertise in physical and digital archives. And the other courses will be taught by domain experts.
So now we are here at the question and answer portion. If there's any questions that we didn't answer during this, feel free to ask now. This session was also recorded, as you saw, so if you came in late or missed anything, we'll make sure it gets sent